Okay, Becky and Doug, just was able to set up this whole analysis for you. This is our subject property right here. You can see the square footage is 2,012 square feet. That comes out to basically $99 a square foot. So what we need to do is we know the market's going up. We know our past comparables can be below 99 a square foot and it still be a good deal for us, especially since mortgage rates are going up. Locking in now would be huge. So I don't expect to get directly to 99, but we want to see what the past comparable sales look like. Those are the only ones that will count in the appraisal, not that the value is not there. If we need to do it, the appraiser will come up with some adjustments. However, so here we go. This is our property. If we go to our past comparable sales within the neighborhood, that's River Trace Estates. This one is too small to be considered a comp. I went ahead and included that. But it just is too far. This one could be stretched, so they would make an adjustment on that one. 1,791 square feet is, they usually like to say within 200 square feet. I've actually seen them go as far as 400, and then the larger houses tend to sell for less per square feet. So I do a report on that one real quickly. And then basically you come up with 97 a square foot as an average. Don't worry about this one. So 94 is actually our real comp there. And so we should be going down per square foot on the larger house. So what we want to do is we just want to look at that one more closely and compare the finishes and condition and everything. Okay, so laminate hardwood floors, as you can see, we got this little sunroom. You know, that's really nice, but because it is a separate sunroom, it's not going to bring the same price per square foot as the rest of the house. So that's actually kind of a good sign in the sense that they're selling for less per square foot. Sunroom's not going to bring as much as just regular bedrooms and bathrooms. You do have hardwood floors in the bedrooms. Again, this is that laminate. I can't tell exactly, but I'm going to look as close as I can. It looks like a very similar quality laminate, just darker. So it's not real nice stuff. Bonus room, and then you got the big backyard here. That is a little nicer than our backyard for sure. So anyway, yes, can we stretch that one? I don't think a whole lot, seeing as how it's actually a smaller house, but that would be one of our past comparable sales within the neighborhood. Next thing we do is, because you don't pull just houses within the neighborhood, appraiser will actually look at other areas to make sure that one neighborhood's not selling for a ridiculous amount. And this is our all of our newer homes, and I'll go through these one at a time. So here's Abington Park. You know that it is a little bit nicer. As I hover over, you'll see the price per square foot. This one's $96 a square foot. Very, very comparable in terms of square footage. $95 a square foot on Hawthorne. $94 a square foot. And then we're just 88. 99. Woodland Point is nice, but it actually has a Section 8 designation. Section 8 is not the way it sounds. Zone 8 is a part of Nashville. It has nothing to do with Section 8, the housing allowance. So even though it has a 37214 zip code, it tends to sell for a little bit less. So that's actually good that they're getting 99 a square foot over there. 95 a square foot again in Abington Park. In Woodland Point, 96 a square foot, 102. So you can see in the same caliber house, we didn't have an exact sale in River Trace, but in the same caliber house, we're hovering right around that $100 a square foot, which is a good rule for Donaldson. Anything in good shape should be selling for around there. If it gets over 2,000 square feet, it could sell for less, but if it's really market ready, then it should be around there. So, and again, 88 a square foot for this Abington Park. But this is, look at this one real quick. That's pretty cheap. That turned out to be a good deal for whoever bought that. Just want to see if there's anything. Just no hardwood floors, not lived in. That doesn't help. I would have thought they could have got a little more than that, but it's still good to know. All right, and then the next thing we do is we're going to look at our actives. And the reason we looked at our actives is to see, you know, if this is a good value for what's on the market right now. Are people paying it? I just did the newer homes. You can kind of ignore this Miami. That's a weird little section. They're all in a floodplain, and these houses were very cheaply built. Very disappointed that they put these in that great little street because they overlook the river. So this one right here is one of the ones we actually looked at. Um, it was where the black lady met us, not able to sell the house, it looks like. $92 a square foot and got a contract in Abington Park. $112 a square foot. They actually had a contract and it fell through, but I do think they were priced a little bit lower to start with. And then, oops, 108 a square foot in on King Harbor in Abington Park. 108 in Woodland Point, and 83. So these yellow ones are the ones where they've already got the contract. And as you can tell, the ones that actually have a contract, these two right here, I'm not worried about this top one, are actually a little bit, priced a little bit less per square foot. The other side of that is I do know it's a little far adjustment, but I do know in Abington Park that they're now getting over $119 a square foot for the smaller floor plan. So it does make me feel better that they're getting so much money, that the larger homes that are closer just haven't caught up yet, but very shortly they're going to start selling for way more than $100 a square foot. I mean, I don't think it'd be unrealistic at all for this one right here, the $206,000 to get that price, which would be $112 a square foot, and you just need to sell for $99 a square foot. So my suggestion after looking at that is that it may be overpriced a little bit. I'd love to see you right at 94 a square foot, but even then you would be at past comp. So that's a pretty good deal anytime you're buying something for a past comp. So if you were at 94 square foot, that'd be $190,000. So how do we get to $190,000? What we do is we're going to ask them to cover all of our closing costs, which is going to be about 3% on 199. About $6,000. So what we're going to do is ask them to cover $6,000 of our closing costs and offer $196. So that'd put us at $94 a square foot. Your actual note would be on the $196, but since they don't have an offer going, I think we need to at least try to negotiate. If it was multiple contracts, I would have no problem with you paying $199. I think it's going to prove to be a very good price, but more importantly, a very good investment because of your rate you're going to be getting if you can go ahead and lock in. So that's my suggestion. We offer $196, them cover $6,000 closing costs. That puts us at ground zero in terms of price. We're basically selling for an old comparable, not a very old comparable, but for less than a past comparable. If we end up going up at all, that's just indicative of the fact the market's going up. So could you buy it for $199 and still get a good deal? Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be a fair deal, but since we got at least a little bit of time, we don't have to put our best foot forward right now. Let's offer $196, them covering $6,000 in closing costs.